spirituality and the law of attraction is a really confusing thing to understand. When you're first getting into it and, learning all these new age concepts, there's a lot of info out there and a lot of misinformation that can mislead you into having a complete misunderstanding of what the law of attraction even really means. And I think a lot of people get stuck in that for a while and think it doesn't work because they don't realize their conscious mind is thinking of, this thing that they want, but their subconscious mind is sitting back dwelling on, what they're scared of, what that person about them said at lunch that they didn't like, or, that person's gonna get it, or whatever, just whatever it can be. And when your subconscious mind is focused on that so much instead of on, what you really want and what it is that your soul really desires, then, you tend to manifest that. And there's a lot, this info is finally starting to get out there and be widespread, but it can be really fucking confusing when you're first getting into it. And the main thing that is confusing about that I want to share news here is that fucking spirit, okay? Spirit is tripping or something. It's just living in a whole it's in every dimension. So it's just has so many different messages it wants to tell you. So it's so we all know we have to live in the now, right? Everyone says you have to live in the now. Live in the now. That's, where your true happiness lies. And that's true. But how do we actually fucking do that? When your mind is sitting here dwelling on, what happened yesterday, or the thing, what this person said, or what you're going to eat for lunch today, or whatever. When your mind's sitting here going through all of that, how do you just live in the moment? That's one of the most confusing parts about it. And it's spirit has this it wants you to sit here, live in the moment. Your conscious mind. Your mind has to pay attention to what is going on in the moment. But it's you have to get your subconscious to actually think about what it is that you really want so you can manifest for the future. And that's one of the most confusing parts about it that has tripped me up for a while. How do you just live in the now while also manifesting a future that you want? What the fuck is that, spirit? That's some confusing ass shit, I gotta tell you. But I want people to know this. So I'm finally figuring it out. It's really confusing. I just want people to, realize the mind is just really, really complex thing. And most of what you're breaking down is just what society has taught you and told you to control. And that's where your mind wants to go most of the time, right? So that's why you tend to, dwell on, the past, the future, whatever, when you need to be being here now. But it's you almost completely need to switch it up. It's society told you to reverse how you're supposed to do it. So it's let's reverse it back now. Let's get our subconscious to be thinking about what it is that we want, really want, but not attached to it, because that takes it away from us. It sends out that vibration of neediness, right? So we can't attach to it. We have to sit here and subconsciously know what we want, know we are going to get it, know that we have it so that it can manifest for us, while our conscious mind has to sit here and be in the present, be in the moment, and focus on, whatever activity is that you're doing. And that's the key. That's how you get to the place where things finally start coming together, is you just gotta break down all those fears and all those traumas. It takes a while, man. It's fucking hard, okay? I can't even blame anybody who's still getting stuck in old trauma, just acting out the shit. Anytime anybody says something to you that, doesn't sit right with you or makes you feel weird, just fucking ignore it. Realize that that's a childhood trauma that they are acting out, and they have to act that out. That is a subconscious thing that they are doing, and they have to do that to release that pain. So just, it takes a while to understand this, but I'm finally getting it. I'm just so fucking happy that, like, the fear is starting to go away. Finally. It's just like, hey, guess what? You're not a piece of shit. You're actually, hey, it's okay to feel things. It's fucking okay to feel things. That's the, like, biggest thing for me right now. With, like, everybody discovering. I felt things for, like, so long, and I just got demonized for it every time. And now it's just like, oh, you know, all this people telling me I had a mental illness, all this shit, just to discover that, hey, guess what? I was fucking right the whole time. Feel things, people. Please feel things. Feel it out. Feel your pain. You know, deal with it. Find a way to deal with it. Consciously deal with it. Bring that shit to the surface, because when you do, when you actually start to, like, be aware of, like, your shadow aspects and the things that, like, have been weighing you down in your life, you really start to break down these habits, and that's when you really start to see some amazing things start to happening in your life. And, like, I was in a really fucking dark place for a long time, and now I'm just sitting on the edge of it right now. I'm just, like, waiting, and I just know all the pieces are starting to line up, and I can just see it in my soul. I just have to, like, believe and trust. What I see up here is happening. It's not here yet. It's not in front of me yet, but it will be. And the trust in that is what is required for it to happen. So just trust, please. Trust. You know, let whatever negative things come up, you know, feel them, work through them, because once you do, you know, you can let that shit go, and it could be better than anything you've ever had, ever, in your life. Like, you don't even know. I haven't even had it yet, but some part of my soul just fucking knows now that I've, like, broken down so much of this shit. My soul just knows that so much beauty is about to come for me, and it's just like, trust, believe it, because it will.